Hey everybody, Brian again. Just thought I'd drop a quick review of a film that I saw that I really enjoyed, and that was Hidden Figures. Hidden Figures, set in the 1960s during the space race. I'm sure that everyone's seen a lot of reviews about this, or you've possibly seen this. It took me a while to get to see this film because it was, I actually live in Australia, so the release here was a little bit later than it was over in America. That being said, I was really glad to see it. And the interesting thing was, I saw the film in a actually surprisingly full theater. And it was a theater that besides myself, were basically white people, Caucasians. And they laughed. They laughed a lot. They really seemed to enjoy the film. And that was very heartening for me. I didn't find the film to be a direct and very confrontational sort of film. It was very family orientated. Like, I was hoping that maybe it's a good history lesson for people to take their children to, white, black, whatever, just about how institutionalized racism can actually affect somebody's day to day, and it affects each one of the women, the three main leads in this, very importantly. And I found it to be really touching. I thought the costumes were fantastic. I thought the look of the film, down to the streets where they shot it, the actual buildings, all the offices, everything. I just thought the look of this film was absolutely beautiful. It was the cinematography was beautiful. I thought the music was a little intrusive, but I'm just nitpicking. Taraji P brought an amazing performance. I mean, Janelle Monáe was absolutely fantastic. Sassy, bright, all of them. Octavia Spencer was really good. Really good. I mean, they were, and to a degree, this goes to some of the reviews that I've heard, and this is just my take on it, about the film being possibly a bit heavy-handed, how they belabor some bits about how people start to oppose racist ideals and values, but or maybe the film becomes a bit preachy. I can see where that could possibly be a criticism of this film, but personally, I didn't find that at all. I found it to be very good. I found it to be very interesting at the way that Kevin Costner's character, especially, tries to deal with the reality of the situation. And it's not necessarily to say that he is an impossibly good person when it comes to this sort of thing. They don't make him out to be the next white civil rights movement activator or anything like that. He really does just try and get all of these things pushed aside so the Americans can actually, beat the Russians getting to space and to the moon, etc., etc. I thought that Kevin Costner was very good. He's very dependable at playing these sort of characters, people who have a certain view of what they need to get done, and they're going to do anything they can to get it done. So for him, even though he is witness to a lot of the things that do happen within his department and within his building, that he may or may not necessarily agree with, when he does eventually take a stand, and I thought that was one of the highlights of the movie, when Taraji's character essentially not has a nervous breakdown, but she has a bit of a blow up in the office about how where she is and why she has to go to the toilet and why she has to go to the other side of the building or the other side of the actual facility, to the colored toilets. Why no one will drink from the same sort of... I found that scene to be really hard hitting, and possibly maybe hard for some people to swallow or understand. But by that same token, it made sense for her character to suddenly have had that sort of a reaction and to have it affect Kevin Costner's character to the point to where, within the confines of what they're trying to do, he said, this is what we need to have done, that we need to have access to her a lot closer, and she needs to be doing. I really found this film to be a very thought-provoking, a very powerful statement insofar as how people used to live, and it was a really beautiful insight into black culture about how these people at a certain time in their lives or at a certain time in history were viewed, and also how they just got by in their day-to-days. I found the film to be very, very inspiring, very good. Best Picture, can't say. I haven't seen the other nominees. It's definitely getting a very high 8.5 on my Richter scale. I found it to be possibly enlightened and entertaining, and a very positive message about standing firm in your beliefs, and also backing yourself when it comes to possibly maybe doing something that seems impossible. I'm finding a lot of inspiration for that. Part of that is also for creating this channel in the first place. So that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give us a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you feel the need, and hopefully I'll see you again in the near future. Thanks again.